Warning: This podcast is rated I for immature. Watch and listen at your own risk.
Is there a bun?
It's bun on my head, yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's one. It's one.
What's one bun mean?
Guess we'll have to find out.
All right, well, we can discuss it on the show.
It means I didn't feel like doing two.
Okay. Welcome to the No Name Yet podcast. That is the podcast with no name. And on tonight's show is the man who dressed up to go out to the mall but couldn't even get out of his pajamas for the show.
Wow.
Mo!
Wow. First of all, you didn't even see my pajamas. And you just shouted that.
He could be wearing jeans. He could be wearing slacks, jeans.
I could have been like.
You don't even know.
You didn't have to announce that. This guy is ridiculous.
He could be naked from the waist
could
down.
have.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Also on
I'm
the
hanging
show
loose.
tonight, the podcaster of
You're
all
problematic.
podcasters, the man that doesn't have
You
his
fucking
buns
hang
out
on,
but has his bun out tonight,
Wow.
Griddy!
I already want to leave. What is this?
What the?
So that's just
You-
going to be one big bleep.
Yep.
There's a few words in it you don't need to bleep.
I'm not
You
going
work hard.
I'm not going word by word.
Well, how dedicated are you to the show?
Yeah.
Not that dedicated.
You guys
Open
not.
it.
Gotta start with a strong intro that nobody can hear.
You started. You didn't have to blow my spot like that. Thank you, Griddy.
Gotta start right. Got the Hooters shirt.
How
Shout out
did
to
I
Hooters.
how did I blow your spot?
You
Oh.
let the world know I was in pajamas. I just kept my body.
He's
touch. No one
literally
even know.
wearing a hoodie. That's not
I'm just wearing
pajamas.
a
I didn't know you were wearing pajamas. I just saw the hoodie.
So a hoodie. I'm wearing a hoodie right now.
So
I'm not in
you
my
blew,
pajamas.
you just blew your
Nah.
No, but
spot.
you
You
said
saw-
you. But
you
you said he's in his
me.
pajamas.
You did say that. So I indicated you saw me when I came in.
Well, I
walk
didn't.
into the
I just
screen.
said pajamas.
So,
Wow.
so a hoodie means pajamas.
A
I'd like
hoodie
you to
means
know that
pajamas?
I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm wearing jeans because I'm professional. So how
Wow.
does hoodie doesn't mean jeans?
I don't have a response.
Hoodie doesn't mean pajamas.
I said what
You
I
wanted
said.
to talk about my bun? Let's talk about it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we went
Why are you so worried
from we
about
went
his
from
buns?
model Mo to this.
What is this? It means literally wearing a hoodie.
What is this? What is this?
Say what you feel. How does he
I'm
look?
wearing. I'm wearing.
I come on the
a
show with a hood. I don't
church
get
hoodie.
berated for it. I come
Uh-huh.
on the
No,
show with
for
the hood
it's
over
really
my
because I'm
face a
black.
few times. This is how we dress.
Crazy. This is crazy, and I'm wearing a church hoodie. At
We're
that.
young.
You are
men.
wearing a church hoodie.
This is not
yeah.
even like.
All
I'm
right,
not
you
even
get
wearing
you
no,
get.
I
like,
didn't know we were
street-
on the Lex Friedman show. We had to wear suits.
You know what?
What?
Ain't my show, so I don't have to put a suit on. But if you want me to, I can stunt on you.
You could what?
I can stunt on you.
Stunt on you.
Stunt? What stunt?
Like he looks very, very good.
Okay.
He's
Old
gonna
ass.
stunt. He's gonna look great. He's gonna show off. He's gonna flash.
Yeah,
like a
while your
pimp.
belly flops out of your dress
Oh,
shirt.
now he's getting into weight. We're starting off great. We're starting great. I mean, got him on the weight.
Got me on the ropes.
Nah,
you
you
wanted to come
started.
out.
My
Coming out hot.
belly.
Coming out hot.
You could have been a gentleman to me, but you chose violence.
Okay.
What are you drinking? What is that? A 40?
No.
Yeah.
Not
What is
you.
this? What is happening? What is
What is that?
happening tonight?
What is that?
Are you talking to Mo or me?
Yeah, you. No,
Me?
Mo.
Oh.
Mo.
Oh, Mo. Yeah. What are
Me?
you drinking,
This is a.
Mo?
What is it?
I think
Looks like a
yep,
Pepsi.
it's a good
Soda?
old Pepsi, baby.
Oh, okay. It's in a glass?
No, it's
No,
in a
that's
Oh,
plastic
I
a
thought it was
plastic.
glass. That's why I was like, what is that? A glass?
I kept the seltzer in the can to give a shout out to Canada Dry.
What? Since
Canada
when do you?
Dry lemon lime is the best seltzer that I've ever had.
We're not letting you get sponsored
Yeah,
this
first of
episode.
all, this is
so-
very unlike you with Mr. Anarchy Symbols shouting out a big corporation who probably do horrific things to people in
Well,
order to get
I wanted to
that
mention
lemon.
somebody came into the No Name Yet studio and vandalized it.
Yeah, yourself.
So there's a big anarchy symbol, and this slogan, which is America, War, Profit, Self, and this picture of Bernie Sanders. His face is green, his shirt is pink, and above his head, which isn't getting caught by the camera, it says traitor.
Interesting. So somebody vandalized it, but it totally wasn't the guy who made the video that looked just like your background a week ago.
Yeah.
They vandalized it in your style.
Right.
What makes you?
That makes sense.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's a
that makes
coincidence.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So what Negro broke into your house?
Saying that seltzer water is better than all seltzer waters is basically like saying that is the least water.
Well, I know you don't like seltzer, but I love it. And this is great.
Horrible. It's horrific.
Seltzer is
so nasty.
This is great.
It's
like it's so disgusting. Like the waste of aluminum. Waste of aluminum.
We are killing our planet for that crap.
For that, I could see killing our planet for many things.
How am I killing the planet with
seltzer
water?
They probably like have smog. They release, there's many things that big corporations do that
you're drinking out of plastic. This is
yeah, but we're saying that if you're gonna do inhumane things for a product, it can't be a product of that nature. That's so lame. Like if you're gonna do things,
lame.
if you're gonna do inhumane things, it better be for a good product.
If you're gonna make
something
little
that's
Asian
really
kids
gonna
work really
matter,
hard,
you
better drink. You better use a good product. If you're gonna, if we're gonna support
sweatshops, if we're gonna kill the environment, it needs to be for something that we all love. Like, something like Pepsi. We love that.
Gotta do it.
People are probably suffering right now because of such a thing, but
I'm enjoying my happiness in this moment.
And that's what matters.
See, some little kid is crying while I do this.
Well, I'd love to join you in drinking a Pepsi, but now that I'm a borderline diabetic, I'm drinking.
That's too bad.
Which is very odd because I don't really see you consume that much sugar.
Me neither.
Well, that's what my numbers said this time.
Oh, well, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it makes sense.
Yep.
Like, don't you have eat a heavy amount of Italian food?
You eat a lot of pasta, huh?
You do eat a lot of pasta.
That'll spike your blood sugar.
Yeah, really.
You eat a lot of flour.
Culturally, there's a lot of
that breaks down the sugar in your body. The white flour.
Mm-hmm. Hit that knowledge.
Yeah, that spikes your insulin. Over and over and over.
Obviously,
you're not 20, Rich. You can't be doing the things we do.
Seriously.
You can't be eating the way we eat.
You can't be having a guilt trip.
Me and Mo probably got another, if we're lucky, maybe 7 years to eat like that, or we'll start falling apart. My bones already hurt. But you gotta chill. You can't be spiking your insulin. Chill. You gotta eat some salad. You gotta get it together.
Big chicken, bro.
We're almost done, so we're getting as much as we can in. I'm drinking as much Snapple as I can until I'm like maybe 35.
And how much Snapple do you drink a day?
Half a gallon.
Half a gallon.
Good.
Half
Lord.
a gallon.
A peach Snapple.
And it goes by so fast that I have to stop myself and go, I cannot go past half a gallon. Like that's my limit. That's my governor. I'm like, I can't, but I really want to. I can drink it like nothing. Water.
Well, I have an announcement to make.
Yeah.
So I have a statement.
Mm-hmm.
That I'd like to share with everybody on this first episode of the 3rd season of the No Name Yet podcast.
Don't tell me you're going to announce the end of the show at the beginning of the 1st season.
No.
Oh.
So this is my statement.
Mo, please don't do that.
Do
Do
what?
not put your hood behind your ears like that.
He looks
Wow,
like
what's
You
wrong?
look
you
like
look-
an alien.
looks
I
like
look like
Mother
an alien?
Teresa.
That is ridiculous. Please don't do that.
My, I look like an alien.
Don't do
what type
that.
of alien?
You look like
What
ET or
series?
something. Like ET
Is
or
it
something.
like
You look like Mother Teresa.
You look
Really?
crazy.
well, little children, come here so I can take
You
care
gonna
of
make
you. I
some
know
soup?
you're
You
so
delivering some
sick.
soup to people?
I'm delivering some soups.
Putting your hands on people's heads?
Oh
putting
my
my hand
god,
on
he
your
looks
head.
like a nun like that. Oh
You
my
look
lord.
crazy.
This is the future of nuns, right here.
Not that I look sane, but
This is the future of nuns, right
not that I can even make a statement about
Right
sanity.
here. I am making a way.
Let's hear the
Why can-
statement. Let's
why
hear the
can
statement.
men-
We're
Why
running
cannot
all over a
men be
statement.
nuns? Hold up, be quiet. Why can men be nuns? Why
We didn't
can't
say you
black men be
can't.
nuns? Well, can we?
We're just
'Cause
saying
right
you
now,
look,
my
No,
you
men
look-
can't be nuns.
You
They
sure?
can't?
No.
Well, that sounds like that's a big issue.
Like,
That is.
well, it's the Catholic Church.
Well, they got bigger issues than that. I
They're
guess.
still
That's true.
they're
They
still
got bigger issues. They got bigger fish to fry than that.
Well, and they're still figuring out issues from the 1200s. They
Well-
haven't got up to this century yet.
The Negro
You got the
male
inclusion?
nun. Oh man. Well,
Well, they had a black nun, the one in Sister Act. So it's just they can't have guy nuns. They can have black nuns. Whoopi
Oh,
Goldberg
they-
was a nun.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to live that kind of life, you would be a monk
You'd be
or
a
a
monk.
friar.
Mo the monk.
Yeah,
But maybe he
Monk-
wants to
Monk
wear the
Mo.
outfit, the penguin outfit. Who's gonna, you can't.
Well, I don't.
That's
think-
not
I
very
don't-
inclusive of them.
I don't think they do trans and Catholic.
He's not trans. We didn't say we said men. What are you saying? You're saying Mo's trans?
Well, I just if he wanted to wear the habit, it just seemed like he
So
would
now you're saying no.
portraying himself as a woman.
No, because we want male nuns. We don't want. We're not. If you want to be a trans nun, that's a different story.
Male nuns are monks.
No, but he wants to wear the penguin outfit
I do.
and live in the head.
I
And
want
live
to
in
be
the quarters.
I want to be a Batman victim.
And live in the quarters with the other nuns. And serve soup to people. Let's hear your announcement.
All right. Well. All right. I don't know what to say about wearing the outfit. I just don't think that the Catholic Church is going to sanction that.
Well,
What do you mean? What do you
You can
mean?
wear it.
They
You
might
can wear
just
it.
they might just put me in and be like,
You
hey,
know what?
come here,
Next
boy.
Halloween, you're gonna be a nun. How about that?
Next Halloween, I'm
What are you
a
gonna
black
say?
nun. I'm a black.
All right. I'm
gonna
going to make
say?
this announcement now.
Go ahead.
All right. I know nothing. I am a conspiracy theorist. Everything in the mainstream media is true, especially about war, because the mainstream media is funded by the military-industrial complex. And who would know better about war than the people who made the bombs? As far as corruption and high-level crime,
What's
it's
happening here?
it's all right.
Just go
It's
with it.
okay. I
Just
should
let
have
him go.
never concerned myself with things like integrity. I should have never expected anything from the leadership of my country or the leadership of organizations of which I am a part.
Do you see the red dot on his head?
That
Yeah.
most people know better than me.
Oh God.
This is
The
someone else. This is a
majority.
speech.
The majority of the world, everything that I believe,
I think we should give a
the
speech too.
independent journalists that I have followed are all conspiracy Putin puppets. And I am here to announce on this first episode
Good luck.
of the third season
He's speaking.
of the No Name Yet podcast that Rich Moran is the village idiot. Thank you.
Oh wow. Griddy, do you want to give a speech too for the first episode back?
Yeah, I like to give a speech.
Okay, I'll go after you.
Speech is nobody has any idea what you're talking about. I hope you didn't write that out, because the time it took for you to write that out, you could have been doing something far more productive, like watching a cool show.
Yeah.
doing literally anything but
Reading
that.
a
Maybe
book.
a better use of your time would have been writing to the Star Trek producers and telling how much you hate their show.
Yeah.
That'd have been a cooler thing you could have.
Why didn't we get a monologue of that?
You could write to the Catholic Church and ask why they don't allow male nuns.
Black male nuns,
Yeah.
to be precise.
Right. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know what to say in return because I am the village idiot.
Did somebody tell you this, or like, are you defending yourself against a particular
He's getting
person?
political. He's getting political, and we all know that.
We all know
that I don't do politics. So
yeah, Griddy doesn't do politics, and that there are people who watch the show, listen to the show that may know my politics. Maybe some of the people that have criticized the people that I follow.
I have an announcement. Actually, this is an announcement that.
So it
may not come to fruition.
I am acquiescing.
Yet. It may not come to fruition yet. But
that the
here's what I'm thinking about doing. Right.
The Republicans
I am
know all,
considering,
and I am just the village idiot.
I started building a collection of peach
Just keep
teas,
going,
right?
but no one stop.
So I started building a collection of peach teas, and I
Pastor?
am on a mission to find the greatest peach iced tea that can be sold in America. So I am acquiring many peach iced teas from many different brands.
Who cares?
Who
cares about your peach iced tea?
Can I get a
I am making a major announcement.
I feel like the black man's voice is not
I will be finding out what is the best.
I would like my voice to be heard.
I've been wrong about everything.
This is like everything else in this country.
Nobody that would dedicate themselves to
you guys are using your
investigative
journalism
would know anything.
Is there anything I can say to stop this?
Can you let Mo talk?
So I can talk?
Let him make his.
I want to give a speech.
You already made your announcement.
Yeah, like why is it
nobody
clapped?
I told Stephanie my announcement about the peach iced tea. She was very excited. So I don't know where you're going.
That's awesome.
You think so? Thank you.
My turn. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You may see me in a hoodie and think that I will take something from you. You may see me with Skittles and think that I will run from you. But I promise you, I will only smile and give you a wave. Because my appearance means nothing. Only thing that matters is shut up. The only thing that matters is what's in my soul. And I'm a faithful man. And I am here to say that I am spreading love to all of you. Thank you.
I'd also like to say that the Irish cream is at Starbucks officially, and I had it the other day, and it is so good.
It is
like
really?
I was drinking it, and I was like,
absolute swill.
Right before I drank it,
tastes
right?
like the same Irish cream that came out in the 1980s. It's got that bitter
Nobody knows what
taste.
that is. Nobody knows about that.
It doesn't taste like
Nobody
Irish
knows about
cream.
the 80s. That was
We
like
I don't
weren't
even
even
know
alive.
what that flavor is.
Nobody
That
knows.
It wasn't even
flavor
a sperm yet,
bro. This is
that
the
flavor
problem. This is your problem.
Is like
this. You didn't have it at Starbucks.
Monsanto's Roundup.
You didn't
have
it at
what?
Starbucks.
You had it at
like
Bill's
like
shop?
Giphy's or something like that.
Hey,
You had it at a
But
you
it
had
tasted the same way.
You had it at a
That-
sock hop. You're basing your opinion on something
Whoever
you had at
invented
a
the
sock
chemical
hop.
flavor of
You
Irish
had it at the
cream
banana house.
has never had Irish cream.
Let me tell you, go to Starbucks, get the Irish cream, cold brew. It's so great. I didn't get it with cold brew.
It doesn't matter what
I
it used
made
to taste like. It tastes
I made a
great
decaf
now.
latte out of mine. Just get a decaf latte with almond milk. If you want to get the gritty special, go to Starbucks, get a venti decaf almond latte, and put 3 pumps of Irish cream in there with the Irish cream cold foam. It'll change your life. You'll have an orgasm. It's amazing. Now, can we get on with the show?
I like
Because these
orgasms.
announcements are ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah, we got to make shorter shows. This is ridiculous.
this
Get
is
to
We
your
can't make
show.
them that
It can
short.
be
We've only
ridiculous
been
if I
going for
want it to
15
be.
minutes.
Only 15 minutes?
Yeah, what do you think? We've been going for an hour? I know his
Well,
speech.
with Pastor
speech
speech,
took
that was
forever.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that derailed
Yeah.
everything.
Well, I mean, and for those who may be lost, that
Everyone.
frequently, that when I express an opinion about politics, when I share information that I gather from independent journalists, people have called me a conspiracy theorist or that just can't be true. And So I'm decided to agree with him.
So what you're
I'm
saying is
everything that anyone that I've ever listened to that has had an alternative
we're gonna make
opinion than the
We're gonna make-
mainstream, I admit
Have you shown receipts?
So now you're saying you're conceding and you're weak.
I'm conceding. Yep.
You're a bitch.
I am the village idiot.
You're a bitch. Okay.
So now you're saying you're just gonna lie down and take it.
Like a good old bitch.
Yeah, say yes.
No.
Say you're a good old bitch.
I've been around y'all too long to say that.
You're a good little doggy, huh?
Okay, this is getting a little too crazy for me.
So wait, there's still more.
Oh no, come on.
To the admission that I am
I'm sorry to anybody listening.
The village idiot. That I am the village idiot. That what I have to dedicate myself to is puppets. Instead of consuming the news, that I am dedicating myself to traveling, to finding, streaming puppet shows.
You're gonna be a puppet performer on the streets?
I'm going to be a fan of puppets, and just to back up why I'm choosing, instead of trying to understand the world better, and why I'm going to now pursue a life of puppet entertainment. I would like to play an excerpt of a monologue by the comedian Tim Dillon.
Another thing I want to touch on is that Aaron Hernandez doc was so stupid, and people in this country are so incredibly stupid that when everyone was like, it's mind-blowing, you have to watch it, it's so mind-blowing, the people in the documentary are so dumb. Aaron Hernandez, of course, is the guy, is a closeted gay guy who kills the guy or whatever, you know how it is. And everybody was like, in the documentary, they're like, how could he do it? How could he killed someone and then he goes and plays football? It's like, hey, idiot, athletes kill people. We know this. None of it's fascinating. We know this. They kill people. They beat people. They beat their wives. I can't believe he's had it all in front of him. I can't believe he do this. Yeah, rich people kill people all the time. How is this shocking? When you hear that, that's mind-blowing, and then you watch the documentary, you realize how we are as a country. We don't learn any lessons here. We're like goldfish in this country. We have no memory. We cannot retain any piece of information. We start at zero every day here. I can't believe. It's just so sad. What election? I mean, there's 20,000 arenas, 20,000 seat arenas being filled up so people can watch puppet shows. What election, folks, is going to help here? I mean, I don't understand. There's 20,000 people that file in an arena to see two puppets argue with each other. I'm not throwing, whatever. You can fill in who the comic is. They're making a lot of money, a lot more than me. But when you see 20,000 people laughing hysterically at a puppet, what do you think it's going to look like here? What country do you think we're living in? Puppet shows are what I liked when I was 3. When I was 3 years old, I thought puppet shows were fun. By 3.5, I was done with it. I said, I don't like puppet shows anymore, but there are large swaths of the population, millions and millions of people who still enjoy a puppet. But at a certain point, when everybody's like in politics and you have all these people are doing debates, we're going to structurally reform the... What? They're watching puppet shows. How this country doesn't have a dictator already is amazing. I'm amazed that we don't have a dictator already. With what people, where people are mentally in this country. People are mentally broken in this country. Their minds are broken. They've been polluted with sugar and fat and drugs and booze and cheap entertainment, and they like puppet shows. You gonna talk to them about climate change? Have the puppet do it. I mean, have a puppet moderate the debate. And I realized that for most people, life, like for a lot of human beings out there, I don't know how many people, let's just say far too many. Okay? For far too many people, life is a bowel movement. You know? It's just like they don't have, they just are existing on Earth and they don't think too much about anything going on around them. They don't have the mental faculty to comprehend what is going on. They do not understand what is happening. And then the people that do have those mental faculties and do understand what's happening tend to poison everyone else. And the reason for that is because they meet them. Like the Bushes, the Clintons, they meet all the people. They go shake their hands. They do all these events and they go, yeah, they're watching puppet shows. So why not kill people, poison people, start wars? You know, these people are watching Peanut. I mean, so, I mean, I'm not trying to say that we don't have a lot of bright people here, but the average American, and this is why I could never run for anything, that in my past and present and future. But the reason I could never run for anything is because I go, the average American is the problem. Like the average American who wants to watch the puppet show and just.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the puppet show.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's great.
Yeah.
I don't like puppets though.
Me neither.
There's nothing I could say. If I even say anything about that clip, first of all, the whole 12 minutes is, you got to watch all 12. There's nothing I could say, because if I even say anything about that clip, it'll make it. There's nothing to be said about how great that monologue was. I will only deface it by having anything to say. It was the greatest monologue in American history. It was so good. It was so funny.
Wow.
It was so funny. Name a better monologue. Oh yeah, like like Conan or somebody made a better monologue. Yeah, okay. It's like 15 writers to make that. This man thought of that right off his dome. You can't beat it. It was the best. You gotta watch the whole thing.
So,
So good.
I estimate that I probably listened to it at least 4 times with you alone.
Yeah, for sure. You know how many times I listened to it by myself.
And it is one of the best monologues that I've ever heard.
Sometimes I just sit down and think about it and just laughed in my mind and just like, that was so funny.
And for those who want to listen to the whole monologue, just go to YouTube, put in Tim Dillon puppet, and it'll come up.
Amazing. Tim Dillon is the best. That's how I start my mornings right now. Started with Tim.
So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to be a connoisseur of puppetry.
What a waste.
He'll be great at it.
Why don't you do something even better and just start a puppet show with Mark? Be productive.
Oh God.
Don't.
Oh
No,
my God.
no.
Please don't do
I didn't mean
that.
I didn't mean bring him out now.
Oh no.
I don't want to be here for that.
Oh God.
No. Nancy Pelosi got fired already. Why? Is
And
she
ladies
here?
and gentlemen, welcome Mark.
Hello, Mo. How are you doing?
Oh yeah, you never
I'm
met
doing-
Mark, right, Mo?
I'm doing very well. It's nice to meet you, Mark.
You never met me. I just had work done. How do you like my face?
You you just had work done?
Yeah, I just had work
You don't see the
done.
Botox and the facelift on there?
Oh, how was the process?
Oh god, am I interviewing the puppet?
Well, I just went down to New York City and went in,
Oh, really?
went out. Yeah.
So did you
I'm
get
gonna
a
go fill up
reference
my water. I'll be back
from
in just a minute. I'm gonna fill up my water because this is.
did you get a reference from Kim Kardashian?
Well, I used Joan Rivers, doctor, and at a discount.
Oh, wow. Are you offended by Tim Dillon's comments about puppets?
Well, I didn't hear them because Rich didn't have his hand up my back.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. He gotta have his hand in your bag. I
Yeah,
understand that. I got you. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
a pleasure to meet
Um,
you too.
there's a lot
Two
of
shows in a
discrimination.
row, Gritty. What do you think of that?
There's a lot of
I think I should have
discrimination
took a longer
happening.
water break.
But it's nice to meet you, and I hope you have a good time later.
How
You
does it
All
know,
feel
right,
having
thank
another
you.
man? How does it feel having a man's hand in your ass?
how does it feel to have a man in your ass?
Well, it's the only way I get to talk.
Great, good to see you.
Very true.
See
Great to see
you
you.
later.
Great to see you.
Well, that was nice to see Mark
It was
again.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Work's still holding up. Botox is still holding up.
Yeah. Got a good using Joan Rivers doctor.
What a comeback show.
Yep. This is a comeback show. I am the village idiot.
Is that the name of this episode?
Yes.
Great.
The village idiot is the name of the episode.
Wonderful.
So
God.
Mo, you had mentioned the Dave Chappelle
I
monologue.
did. It was fantastic.
And
Great
well,
monologue.
why don't you give your review of it?
Oh man, without a whole riot happening around my home, um, he definitely walked the line. He walked very close to it. Wiggled his foot around it and decided, intelligently to talk about the subject between Kanye West and Kyrie Irving without, in my opinion, he didn't disrespect anybody. I think that I think I think people, the average person, is just overreacting. Dave is the type of, he really is like, and he comes off it. He's always shown that it's like he's a comic, and when it's coming to being a comic, it's all about starting a conversation. And I think he was starting a conversation. And he's saying it shouldn't be this hard to talk, right? And if you haven't seen it, go watch it because he makes some really good jokes, and it's not to belittle any group. He makes some comparisons and states that the stereotypes that we all talk about are false, and we shouldn't, continue to do so. And for me, just the outburst is just constantly this idea of like anti-Semiticness and being, having this conversation. What I'm really, because I just had a conversation earlier with somebody, is that I never had a classmate that was a Jewish person growing up, so I have no education. I will say that I watched Anne Frank, the movie in high school, and that for me as a black man was like, oh wow, like I really felt close to that story because it was so similar. Like it was a horrific situation, and it felt like close. So that was to me before even having any more knowledge about them as a child. That was like, oh wow, they experienced as something as tragic of what we went through, and that was like that's what I knew. And then you know, I had feelings about that in terms of positive, like wow, protect these people. And I think, and growing up, there was never been any negative talk about them. In the black community, it's always been the same jokes that we always make. We make jokes about everybody, just how we are. So when people are coming out and they're saying, Dave Chappelle is being anti-Semitic, and he says he has Jewish friends and he's worked with a lot of Jewish people. He has a lot of knowledge, and a lot of people don't understand this is that comics tend to like talk to their friends. They do this a lot. And when you attack them without understanding that, a lot of people do go to their resource. Like Dave definitely went to somebody and said, "What's your opinion on these jokes?" And he could have went harder. That was softball, but compared to what he did with the trans community, that was softball. He didn't disrespect anybody. He never disrespected them
I
either.
don't think it was a softball.
I think it was very a softball.
I think what you said in the beginning was correct, that he rode the line, and he rode the line masterfully.
And it was not to any detriment, like people detriment. Like I really think he had a conversation. I think he knew that he needed to have a conversation with his own peers, and I think a lot of those jokes was cleared by people in the community. And I don't like we have this. A lot of people are using it as a political adjacent thing to bash him, and they're trying to speak for a whole community, and that's not good. That's not good because it's like, I'm somebody with a disability. Comics make fun of people with disabilities all the time. African Americans, women, men, trans, everybody's getting the jokes. So if people are really feeling insulted by that, I would like them to come out and just educate us on why things are what they are instead of telling us to shut up. And there's just so many factors about being African American in this country. And I'm only using that term just because people are puppets and that's all they know. But that's the theme of this episode. It's not that I identify with that really as much. I'm doing my own thing on the side, but like what I like I said, if you're not going to educate somebody, please stop telling us to be quiet about it.
Let me tell you this right now. Dave Chappelle is great. Okay. SNL, who watches that show as a funny, as entertainment? That show has not been good since I was a child, and they had like Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, what's his name? David Spade. Like, who is watching SNL? I'm sure millions of people, but this is like puppet show, I'm sure. Like, I have not laughed except for David S. Pumpkins. What is entertaining about SNL? I do not get it. Like, I watch it and I go, I feel like I'm in another planet right now because everybody's laughing and I'm like, at what exactly? I think the Alec Baldwin Trump stuff was a little funny. He was okay.
Well, I thought they did some good stuff in the last couple of years, but I haven't seen it this year. I just heard it's been pretty bad, but
also let me say this. This may be a very controversial opinion. So Barstool Sports, they make a great pizza. They make a great frozen pizza. We live in Utica, and they reviewed Slice Pizza. It is hailed as a great pizza place by Uticans, including Mo. We had it the other day. I have not had a bad pizza. I've not had a worse pizza. That is one of the worst pizzas I've ever had. It is the worst wings I ever had. Great people working there. They're very nice people. Yeah. They were very nice. But the food, whack.
It was bad.
This is the only problem with Utica is, like, the food is not that great. Like, when you come here, they're like, oh, you know what our thing is? Chicken riggies. Like, we're known for, like, this is our shit. And being Italian, I look at this dish, and I go, isn't this just penny vodka with chicken and unnecessary peppers? You think you invented this? This is you did not invent anything. This is like, hey, it's like, let's say you go to Baltimore. I'm not saying this actually happens. You go, hey, you know what our thing is? It's Freaky Frack. Well, what's Freaky Frack? It's pizza, but you put a little extra tomato sauce and you put a hot pepper on it. It's Freaky Frack. You didn't invent anything. You just did something that. Are you defending the Utican chicken riggies? Please don't.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, please.
That was like that analogy was great.
Like, oh, okay. I was about to say that is, you did not invent anything. You put a slight twist that is not even a big twist. Like, I can see if you put like chicken, if you did penny vodka and you put like some ranch, like, oh wow, like that's a little crazy. I wouldn't do that. But maybe it's good. How do I know? What do? Let's put a pepper. A pepper? Huh? This is not an invention. You didn't invent anything. The only thing you probably invented are the worst wings I've ever had. I love Utica. Love it a lot. The food?
And there is some good food there.
Okay. Like Texas Roadhouse, which is a chain. Doesn't count. Homemade. We're talking about what? Piggy Pats? That's good. I like Piggy Pats.
That's good.
But is that a chain or no?
I like Carmela's. That was good.
T-shirts. It's okay.
Vietnamese restaurants are good.
That's good. That's good. The Vietnamese is good. We got it. I wish we remembered the name.
We got
All
some
I'm
good
saying
ramen
is
shops.
the braggadociousness about this chicken riggies has been infuriating me since I got here. It's not an invention. It's not even a twist.
Have you had some good tomato pie?
No, I have not had tomato pie.
Good. Yeah,
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's
so I take back that I said
trash.
Utica has horrible food as good food, but I've run into more bad food here than I've run into as living in the city.
Before you continue, well, we go back. I just need to state that my last statement, I did that to say I said that because I needed to make it clear. If you feel like I did something wrong or saying something wrong, me saying something that may be controversial is the door opening for you to explain it to me without anger. And if you can't be not angry and you feel like, yes, I am uneducated on the subject, I admitted that. So please feel free to educate me, but do not tell me to shut up. If I got to do my own research and figure it out and things come out wrong, whose fault is that?
How about
Nah, that's dumb. I'm not
shush?
you.
You telling him to shush?
Yeah, basically just
well, you had him on. You put him on a podcast. You can't tell him to shut up. What is this, a mime cast? You're gonna put him on your show and tell him to shut up?
I know. I was
this is what I want to know.
Testing the waters.
I want to know.
Shut up.
This is what I want to know. Before maybe like, I don't know how many years. Before you got like the apps to order food, how did deaf people order food? This is the big question, okay? You can't go through the drive-through. That's not happening. What are you gonna do? You can't sign language at a box. So that's out of the picture.
Well, I was
did people go to the register like at McDonald's and write it down and slide it to them like they're robbing a bank? Because that's the only way. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm genuinely curious.
And I'd like everybody to know that Griddy was thinking about this during church.
You want to hear what else I thought about during church?
No, we don't want to hear. We do not want to hear. But I do want to go back to Dave Chappelle's monologue.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
To say that I did like it, but I did not like the propaganda that was dropped into the monologue.
Which one was that?
The reference to Russiagate.
Oh.
That Donald Trump was probably colluding with the Russians. It's been summarily debunked by the work of Aaron Matei.
I agree with that.
But
I was surprised that he did that.
However, I pull that back because I am the village idiot. And where I also
realized
thought
that
there
I am
was
now an idiot too.
propaganda was about the Ukrainians being great fighters. They really wouldn't have lasted this long if the United States and NATO hadn't given them all those weapons.
I mean, take money from us. It's not like we needed it.
I didn't really like what he said about Trump's wife. It was a great joke, but I really thought it was
tasteless.
Not tasteless, but it created it was kind of bigoted in a way.
It was would he have been more justified to slap Dave Chappelle than Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? Was it worse than the G.I. Jane joke?
No.
It wasn't worse than G.I. Jane?
But he said James Bond would look like the kind of woman that James Bond
would
smash but not trust.
Yeah.
So
she's like like a spy.
Well, that's bringing up old images of like women,
What do you call
Russian
them?
spies,
Yeah,
Soviet
yeah.
spies. I mean, it
Yeah.
creates a definite immediate image that is bigoted.
Yeah, you're
And
stereotyping her.
yeah,
Yeah, but I'm like,
but
when you
but then
consider it,
again,
but when you consider it, this is
I really
Donald
don't
Trump
have an
who said,
argument.
"Grab it by the."
I don't have an argument because I'm the village idiot.
Did you laugh at that joke?
I laughed.
You
I didn't really
laughed.
care for
You
it.
laughed. You
I laughed.
chuckled. Rich.
No, I didn't chuckle. I thought it was a good joke, though.
Oh, okay.
But
you didn't chuckle.
Well, I just want to also now make a
That
new
was very
announcement after
very
realizing
your
all
time.
of this, is that I'm also a village idiot and I know nothing. And no one will ever explain anything. And no matter how much I want to be educated, no one will educate me. So I have to fumble in the dark like an idiot. And you're going to yell at me and people are going to yell at me for being a village idiot now. So you know what? I agree. Now there's 2 idiots in the village and I now accept my role.
all right, great. Are you coming on board? Are you also?
Are you now an idiot?
No,
Are you a village
I'm a
idiot?
math
One
idiot. That's the only
of
thing
the
I'm claiming.
village idiots.
I'm a math idiot. That's the only thing I'm claiming.
Congratulations, Griddy is now a village idiot.
I'm a math idiot. That's my only claim to fame.
Okay.
I don't watch these
Three
things you guys
Stooges.
watch. I don't watch these things. I watch the news when there's like a disaster, when like something's going drastically wrong and I can watch it in real time. I don't watch talking heads that much. It's just not my thing, you know? Like it's kind of pointless to wake up and watch these things that you cannot control. You will never control. If you want to do something, then actually go do it, not negatively. Don't say I'm saying to go shoot someplace up. Don't twist around. If you want to go do something, go do something. But sitting around, oh, this guy said this, this guy was talking about that. Just, I don't know, go fuck a duck. Do something. I don't know.
Or watch.
Looks like pretty dangerous if you don't watch out.
Watch a puppet show.
Watch a puppet. Well, you are watching a puppet show by watching that. They're reading teleprompters, so they got a hand in their ass, and they're just talking about what they're supposed to talk about. Can't go off script. It's a puppet show. The news is the puppet show. Unless you're watching some independent news that you hope isn't actually owned by the CIA, and you know it. Because if a news site is big enough, probably infiltrated by the CIA by now. Like if it's that big, you don't think the CIA got their hands up in there?
Well,
making the puppets?
I did like what he said about the FBI. Though.
Well, Griddy.
Yeah.
These mainstream shows have CIA agents on as experts
Come
now.
on now.
Experts,
Come
whatever.
on
You
now.
don't have to wonder; they're there.
No, I
They're
mean
right
like
there
on
face.
TV.
I forgot
Writing to you.
forgot what publication my friend Clay was saying. He was like, "This is a big publication," but I'm wondering, like, he was questioning the validity of their statement, because he said like other places are. I think I said other places are corrupted by the CIA. I forgot which publication it was, and it was like some article, and I was like, well, if they're that big enough, they're probably corrupted by the CIA because they don't want the information. You know, no mind-blowing information is going to come out on a major publication. I'll put it that way, because a stop is going to get put to it. You think that's the case?
Oh, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. So you're watching a puppet show, ladies and gentlemen. Watch South Park. It's way more fun. You can't do nothing. If the world's going to blow up, what are you going to do? Run to the missile and stop it yourself? I don't think so. What are you going to do? I'm going to call my local representative. What is he going to do? You know what he does to that machine? Wipe. You're gone. You're going to spend 15 minutes leaving a message. All right, you know what I don't like? The guy is sitting there with a cigar and a prostitute, you know. You did delete those messages, Cindy? All right, yeah. Bring the kids in. Come on.
All right. Exactly. Thank you for wrapping it all up for us.
Seriously.
So before we pray, Mo, could you
Whoa.
What?
We didn't discuss how deaf people order food. We ran over that. We let you guys talk about whatever you guys. I don't know what you guys talking about, Dave Chappelle.
Do we really care how deaf people order food?
Yes.
They figured it out.
Do they slide? Because you can't just walk up to the thing and start signing. Because half the kids that work at McDonald's are like 15.
You're talking about the drive-through, right?
No. I'm talking about like any kind of order. See, at a
before apps,
a restaurant, you could just go I want, like, you point at the chicken. You just go, oh, look, I want this. But at McDonald's or Subway, especially like a Subway, because you got to go, ooh, you got to go like that. How do you order? Do you slide the thing over? You don't just throw up. You don't start signing because the guy or the woman doesn't know sign language, right?
I mean,
And
you
if
can
they're
just point with
young,
your finger, bro.
if you're young, and if
You
you're
just point with your
you
finger.
can't point at the menu because they can't see it from there. They're gonna go, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You said deaf people.
Yeah, deaf people. I'm
They
saying
don't-
the people
in Subway,
the
the
people
food
you're
is right
talking
there
to,
in
they
front
can't
of
see.
you.
But I'm saying like McDonald's, right?
Okay.
Or like they can't see you. They can't see the menu you're pointing at. So how do you order food as a deaf person?
Oh well, deaf people can talk.
Not the ones I've seen.
Well, some
A lot of deaf people can actually talk,
some can't. Yeah.
and they're actually a lot of people teach them to do so, like by feeling vibrations. And we do have the technology. I mean, you saying back in the past or now?
I didn't know they were so advanced.
I mean, we have tech now to help you. They don't have to like. There's apps.
Yeah, I was probably
do
thinking
it.
more like in the 80s and the 90s.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you first brought
the
this
whole
up,
family
you were
wasn't
talking
deaf.
about the drive-through.
Oh. It's not like a whole family of deaf people just
because they
popping
can't
up
go through the
in
drive-through, right?
Ohio.
That's for
Oh my God.
sure.
And the question that we always had was, why was there Braille on the drive-through ATM?
Who's reading that? Who's
blind,
driving that car?
It's not. Yeah. What blind person is driving? So why is there? Yeah.
So do
I
deaf
see
people
his point.
just avoid the drive-through?
I mean, maybe you just drive with a friend.
No, but
It's not like your whole family is deaf.
If
Oh,
somebody
right?
knows the answer to this question, could you please answer it for us in the comments?
I dead ass didn't know that deaf people like really didn't know. Like I'm talking about deaf, not like half deaf can
Yeah.
talk. That's
Yeah,
true.
like all you got. Yeah, there are deaf
Well,
people
Helen
that can
Keller
talk.
could talk.
Yeah, she can talk. I
What?
was just about to say that. Yeah, she could talk. She was
Yeah.
documented.
No.
She would be able to. Yeah,
Yeah,
she could
say-
say certain words. It was
They
just
talk-
sound.
I thought she could just write.
They have
It was just-
recordings of her talking.
Yeah, bro. Her voice sounded like she
Go
was smoking
Google it.
1,000
Google
cigarettes.
recording of Helen Keller.
Since when? Since when? Every
Yo, it
movie
sound-
I see her, she ain't talking in that movie.
No, she was. Well, she didn't talk early on. It was not. It was not
Every
until
time
her
I see
later.
she's slapping the lady. Or no,
Yes,
the lady
'cause
was
she was
slapping her around.
She was a
The
child.
lady was shaking her and smacking her.
Because she was a child at that point. She was brilliant, but because she was like basically spoiled, right? It's just no difference from like kids when they're
What do you mean
really
she was
over
spoiled?
spoiled. No, she was like she came from
Yeah,
money.
wasn't her family rich?
Her family came from money.
Her family
Like,
had like
she-
a whole like property, right?
Yeah, you think she would? You think a kid with a disability?
Yeah, how would she
could
even
stay
have
at
a
home? Most of them was getting sent to hospitals and
yeah?
getting experimented
and how
on
would she
at
have
that
a
time.
how would she
Pastor.
have like a coach like
A
that? They would
maid.
need money.
Yes,
they need
you
money
need
for that.
money for that.
You saying Helen Keller was broke? She was many things. She was
No,
not broke.
she was not broke.
Don't you dare disrespect a blind legend.
That's
broke.
rich.
Sure.
So she could afford a better
Who?
education.
There's recordings of Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Talking about
Yeah,
what?
she
Is this on YouTube?
She had a podcast.
maybe look at it.
No.
You
No,
call him
no.
baby?
She would listen to
music.
music.
Podcast.
She would listen to
Talking
music.
where?
She would listen to music. She's on documentation. People asking like, oh, she would listen to the vibrate, like feel the vibration, and she could tell you and follow music. Yeah, like she was very aware. She was brilliant. She would write books.
I know she wrote. That's for sure.
She played instruments.
What did she play?
I believe it was the piano. It was easy because of the vibrations.
Right, like Stevie Wonder. Oh, he's
well,
not deaf.
no, I'm not just saying.
But some people say he's not
right.
blind. You ever seen that? The
Yeah, I
conspiracy theory?
remember the girl I dated that said Helen Keller was not deaf and blind.
What did she say?
Remember Middle
No, I
Eastern?
don't remember this.
Remember Muhammad?
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember this.
You
Helen
don't
Keller
remember? Yeah, I
thing.
made a
No.
whole big deal about it.
What did she say?
She was like, "Oh, do you know Helen Keller wasn't blind and
Oh,
deaf?"
no.
She said that.
Why would that be faked?
I don't know.
Who would fake that?
There's a group of people that believe that. I didn't know that until I met
I
her.
didn't know this was a conspiracy. We gotta look at. I gotta look into this. After this, I'm going deep into the dark corridors of the web, and I got
Don't get
see
stuff.
why people don't believe this.
Call it with the dark time.
I mean, maybe they'll convince me. I don't know, but I don't see what the benefit of it is. You didn't have a GoFundMe at the time. It wasn't like she could put up a page and get paid for being deaf and blind. It was like the 1830s.
No, it wasn't. It was later than that because there's video of her on YouTube.
What?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Doing a lot.
She was reading Braille.
Racist.
She was a racist, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was really racist.
Oh,
actually.
Really?
Yeah, Helen Keller. Racist.
We're gonna cancel Helen.
You're gonna cancel. No, she apologized.
Maybe she will get canceled. I don't know.
She apologized.
I think this is the episode that may bring this to light. Cancel Helen's about to get canceled.
No. She apologized later in life. She acknowledged that a lot of what she was saying was because of her family.
How are you racist and you blind? You can't even. How do you even know?
Because family.
Oh. But she didn't know. But she didn't know who she was dealing with in the moment.
No, that was the funny thing.
So it's like you're gambling,
and I believe a
Helen.
black person actually worked to help her open up the school.
Bro, imagine her face, right?
Helen Keller was a wild.
Imagine her
chick.
face, right?
I wonder what smashing Helen Keller was like.
Right? Imagine. You know, she builds a school with this person, does all these great things with this person, and then something slips, you know, and the person's like, I'm black, and Helen's just like, that might be why she apologized. Helen probably like loved this person. She's like, oh yeah, I'm black. Helen's like,
mind you, they had to touch her hands and everything. So she's getting her hand touched by a black person, right? And they just say, I'm black, and sign language on her palm.
She just slaps her hand away. Fuck yeah. Damn, Helen, I didn't know you was out here rolling like that.
Do you think she slept with that person before realizing it?
You think she slept with a black guy and didn't know? That'd be crazy, right?
That'd be crazy.
That would be wild, bro. And then at the end, she finds
this
out.
is definitely ending up on the cutting room floor.
No way! No way! This is way great. No way! Imagine Helen Keller sleeps with a black guy. Didn't even know.
Blind, deaf guy.
No, he doesn't need to be deaf and blind.
No, just blind.
No, he's black. I'm saying because she was racist.
Mm-hmm.
So then she don't find out till the end.
Definitely.
Was she married?
No. I don't know if she was.
I mean, once she probably
was her
learned how to speak.
Was her like sexual life out there? Like, was it? Oh, Helen's dating this person. Helen's dating that person.
Who knows?
We're boring him now.
Who knows? No,
I just didn't know if, like, if she had. I don't know if she was on record for having, like, for dating.
I've never heard anything.
Who knows?
She died in 1968. I didn't realize that she lived that long.
Yeah, I thought she was around for, like, you know, like George Washington or something.
No. She was born in 1880.
Mm-hmm.
And she died at 87 in 1968.
Damn.
She lived in like the most historical. She was so lucky she was born in that period and she had money because it would have been over for that girl.
Yeah, but imagine being born deaf and blind like now. Like it's even better.
It's easier.
Even better.
It's easier. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. And everybody knows disabled people are like the horniest people in the world.
Oh yeah. Kids used to time. Just bang.
Right.
Camp,
right.
You go to camp, everybody's having sex.
Thank you for joining us
Disabled
today.
people are very horny.
Yeah, for real.
Fact.
For real.
What do you think that is?
Whole fact.
There's something in our brains?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. It's like we knew we couldn't see, but we could see. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew we couldn't see the 2020, but for some weird reason, we acted like the staff couldn't see. I mean,
well, a lot of
I got called getting in the library. It was ridiculous.
I never got caught for that.
Can you all reminisce on your own time and let me wrap
How
up
long
this
are we gone
podcast?
here? How long are we gone?
We've been about an hour and 6 minutes.
All right, good. So you can't cut this out because this would be very disrespectful if you do this.
Well, I'm going to be disrespectful because I'm not leaving a lot of this.
Wait. You cannot be you'll be very disrespectful if you cut out what I'm about to say. First of all, you can't cut out Helen Keller because that will be ableist. You cannot cut that out.
For real.
Number two,
and
you
I
cannot cut this
identify as a
out
comedian.
because we are going to pay homage to a young man who passed away in our extended family, in our extended blind people family. His name was Wilfredo. He was a man who he danced to the beat of his own drum.
For real.
Mean, if there was a man you put in the dictionary next to that definition, it would be him. We used to, I mean, I thought I didn't care about anything. He didn't care about anything. We used to go to meetings and stuff for class or for I forgot. We went to like these big meetings and stuff. He would just be meditating in the corner during the important meetings. He wouldn't even care.
Serious.
But you reminded me because this guy would have sex everywhere in the school at all times. They would always be calling his name. Please report to the office. And I knew exactly what he was doing. He was amazing. Rest in peace to Wilfredo. I didn't talk to you for years, and now I'm questioning like my whole life now because I'm like, I should have talked to this guy. I should have reached out, and now I feel like a piece. So rest in peace. I'm going to talk to you in my mind.
Seriously, rest in peace. And
is this guy even real?
Yo, for real. Yes, I would not make a joke about this.
No,
Wilfredo was our boy for a certain amount
of
time.
Great.
We lost touch with him for years. It's really a shame. It really.
So in your tribute
he was inspired
to him that you don't want me to cut out, you had to
because that's
talk
what
about
I remember
his
about
sex
him.
life.
Because this kid would all the time in school. He was awesome. He was so funny. I thought albino, I was right? He was albino, and he one time came in with jet black long hair. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. He was great. And I'm so mad that I was like such an
how did he die?
I don't know. I know he had a disease where if he bled, like I think it's called I forgot. I don't even want to mess it up because I'm probably
hemophiliac.
Yeah, he was a hemophiliac.
Yes, there you go.
That's the one where he bled. And I remember when we were playing football, he should have not been on the field, and somebody smashed him in the face with a football. He's bleeding everywhere. It was insane. This guy was great. And I just feel like such.
Well, it was really kind of tribute, but that's okay.
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't. You don't understand our community.
When
we just told you so much about our community.
When I die, you better
that
not
is the ultimate
give me
compliment.
That tribute that everybody gives. Oh, he was cool. No, say what went down.
Seriously.
Say the good stuff. That was
good.
Okay,
all right.
He was an entertaining guy. This guy.
The disabled community is
less
not
of
like
a fuck
weirdos
about school than me. And there was like almost nobody. You couldn't care less than me. And he managed to do so and graduated. So that round of applause for that. I mean, he didn't give a about what I said. And I used to yell at him. He didn't care about nobody's opinions, nobody's thoughts, did whatever he wanted. You gotta respect it. A legend. A legend.
We're gonna miss you, man.
Now you
I'm
can
so sorry we didn't get to talk to you. Now you can end the show. Pray for him at the end. Rest in peace.
All right.
Love you.
We end the show the same way every time with a prayer. So, Father God, we thank you for bringing us to the first episode of the third season of the No Name Yet podcast. And that, God, I ask that you bless Mo, that, Lord, I ask that you bless Griddy, and that, God, that we lift up Wilfredo to you. And that, Lord, we ask a blessing on his soul, a blessing on his family. And that, Lord, we ask that you bless each and every person watching and listening to the podcast today. And that, God, we thank you for all that you provide. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I need to start wearing these do-rags. I kind of get a little ghetto out here on these podcasts.
Well, give us Mother Teresa as we go on the way out.
I got you.
There we go. There she is.
Pay your tithes, young boys and girls.
Mother Marisa.
Good night.